Happy Shabbat. Good morning, everyone. I thought I would pop on here just to share another dream that I've had. The last couple of months, if not weeks, um, I've been going through a tough period, um, and Yahuwah have sent me a couple of dreams relating to my personal life. I had a dream that He would bless me in abundance, and I was going through a difficult period at work, and that dream was confirmation that I would get another job. I'll be paid a little bit more, and I would actually really enjoy that work, and I did get that job, and I'll be starting very soon in that role. So that has been happening, but because I've been getting all of these dreams about my personal life, I haven't been getting other dreams that I would share with everyone else. And then last week I had one. So the dream started off with me and a whole bunch of other people, us being in an interior movie theatre, if not just theatre, where plays are performed. Like it had staggered seating and going down to a platform or stage that was in front. And it was quite a large room. It wasn't one of those tiered ones where you had an upstairs and a downstairs. It was just one room that just kept going back. And the entrance was down the bottom, where you only had the two entrances either side of the stage, and then you had to walk up the steps on the side of the seating to get in either side. And it was really moody inside, so the lights were turned down, and the only lights that were on the stage itself. And all the people that were there were dressed in, I suppose you can say, old-fashioned biblical clothing. So the women were wearing reds and blues, long dresses, and then the men were mostly wearing white, because that's how what they were wearing in the Bible time, and that's how you would distinguish between men and women. The women wore color, and then the men wore white. And it was like cottony kind of long dresses that everyone was wearing, and the whole theater was full. And there was a presenter on stage that introduced and said that there's something very, very special that they wanted to show everyone. And so everyone that was there got a very special ticket. They got a very special invitation to be there at that certain time, like kind of like the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory golden ticket, sort of like it was a special invitation. It had their name on it. It had a real meaning in order to be there. And so the MC said, thank you for everyone for being here, but they wanted to no one really knew exactly why they were there, but they knew that they were going to get a special message with them being there. And all of a sudden, before I go on to the next part, just it was an interior theatre. Like it had four walls, it had a ceiling, it was all interior. And the reason that I mention that is because all of a sudden there was a river that appeared, and you could see the river, or the water, and the water would appeared in front of the front seating and the stage. And there were three people that were floating on a big, large stone tablet that was floating on the water. So it doesn't make sense for a stone tablet to be floating on water. It makes more sense for it to be sinking to the bottom of the water. But this particular stone tablet, it was very large. There was one person with a long stick, and then the other two people were just on the tablet, and they were going to deliver what they had with them that everyone was waiting for. And that stone tablet came from the side of the stairs to the front of the stage, where they actually got off on stage when the stone tablet had stopped, and they provided the MC an old-fashioned VHS tape, like a video, like a DVD sort of case. Like it was something that they were going to put into machine to play, right? So they handed it over, and they said, okay, wonderful. And then the two people that handed it over, not the person with the stick, that was, like it's in Italy, you see those people that are, that get onto those boats. It's like a gondola sort of, and then the person with the stick sort of lets them move along because he pushes the bottom. It was that kind of thing. And they provided this DVD to the MC, and then also said a set of numbers, like it was like 64875. So it was like a set of 5 numbers that they provided this MC, and the MC went over to the system where it projected whatever he was putting into the system. So like, putting the disc into the system, and then it started to project onto the screen in front. And it was like an old-fashioned, like a DVD that showed up, where you had the menu, and he went down to the extras of the menu, and in there it asked for that number. And at that time, he put in the number with a remote control onto the system, and right at that stage, a video sort of showed up that just needed to be played. And at that stage, there were CIA men dressed in black. They had helmets on, they had guns on them, that all came and filed into the room, and they burst through the doors and came down and pointed their guns at everyone, wanting to get the DVD from the MC. And we were all like sitting there going, what is going on? Why are all these, government officials or the police here? Why did they come through to get this DVD? What is so important for us to have gotten special invitations for this? We just didn't understand what was going on. And one of the girls that were dressed in the old-fashioned clothes that actually got a seat, she jumped up, and she, as the guards were on stage trying to get the video to play that had shown up on screen, they realized that the video wasn't playing, like it was a fake. And so she jumped up and said, the number is 64857, or whatever the number was. And she kept repeating it to say, try it again, pointing at the people on stage. And that is the moment that we realized that she was sent to infiltrate the group, to be an insider. And so she was actually working for the team that had just come in. And she was sent there specifically to get the knowledge that was in that video that was about to be shared with the select people in that room. and they couldn't get the video to play. And they started to get discouraged. So they all left, including this girl who infiltrated, because now she was exposed to be working on the other side, and so she was no longer welcome. So they all left, and we were all sitting there going, what is going on? And then the MC said, he introduced someone else that made arrangements for that to happen. He came up on stage and he said, you have all been chosen, and you have all been chosen. We do have that video of knowledge that we want to share with you. It is very important for everyone in this room to get that knowledge. You have been selected to have that knowledge, but it is not destined for everyone else. And even the enemy wants to get that information. They're desperate to get that information. They're desperate to see it. They're desperate to hear it, but it is not for them. It is only for those that are in this room. And we knew that they had sent someone to infiltrate our group, and we had to set up this whole scheme in order to get those people that were working with the enemy out. Yeah, we will do smaller groups where we will show the video of that wisdom and knowledge to you guys, but it is only destined for you guys to see, not for everyone else. And then I woke up, and I suppose as I woke up, the knowledge that I got was that that video that they came through with and they floated on the stone tablet on the water. That stone tablet is a representative of the Ten Commandments, which I think is really, I'm still sort of processing that. I'm still sort of processing exactly what that means. And I kept getting the message that only the chosen people will have their eyes open and their ears open and will be able to see what the message is, let's say from the Bible, which you know, you've got the foundation of the Ten Commandments. So only the chosen people that are keeping, let's say, the Ten Commandments and keeping the will and the laws of Yahuwah, they will have their eyes and their ears open and be able to receive the message. So other people will be desperate to hear the message, but unless you have that foundation, you won't be able to have that. And very much there's also the message that there will be people that will put forward and come forth as though they are believers, or that they've infiltrated this particular group, but they're actually placed there by the enemy, and they actually work with the enemy. And we have to be very careful, because a lot of this information that we've got and understanding and the wisdom and knowledge that is provided to us is not for everyone. It is only for the chosen people. It is only for Yahuwah's people. So that's the knowledge that I was given straight after. I think it is really interesting, the whole dream. I had after the dream, you know, being in the audience, I had a sense of relief, but I also felt that after that incident, a lot of people then went underground, and there were more groups that would gather together in the homes. And being in the homes, you would then come together to share that knowledge, which is strangely what is actually happening now. There's a lot of people that are leaving churches, and they're gathering together around the word in the homes, and talking about faith, and their faith. Their faith is getting stronger. People are returning to faith. They're returning to the word, and they're actually realizing how the churches have deceived them. And like the end of that dream is actually happening right now. So I think that is really interesting, but I would really like to hear what you guys think of that dream. If there's anything in that dream that resonates with any of you, if it's confirmation of anything else. Yeah, there's so many elements that I think can be unpacked. You know, the fact that it was old fashioned clothing that everyone was wearing, and it was very specifically, you know, the women wearing colored clothes or color clothes right down to their ankles, and then the men were in white. So it was very biblical clothing that they were wearing. It wasn't modern at all. And I don't know if there's a significance to the water, but yeah, I'll be interested to hear what you guys think. And I'm thankful that I'm still able to have dreams and still able to share them with you. I specifically prayed, you know, for Yahuwah, if he wants to use me and for me to share anything with you, you know, to give me those dreams and to help me with the interpretation of them as well. So yeah, as long as he is giving me dreams that he wants me to share, I will continue to post. I hope you all have a blessed Shabbat and blessed day, and I'll see you again.